Hi everyone. So here we are back, and we are doing a follow-up activity to Sneezy the Snowman. So before I show you the activity, let's just take a little peek at what happened in the story. The silly snowman was always cold and always sneezing. So the first thing that happened, if you remember, he wanted to drink something. Do you remember what it was? You're right, hot cocoa. And then he melted. So the children had to make him brand new. And so they did. And then one of the little girls shared her nice pink hat with him to keep him warm. And he was good for a while, right? Then what did he do? Oh dear, he was still cold and freezing, so he decided to have a hot tub. Silly snowman. And of course, he melted again, and they had to make him brand new. Now, can you remember what was the next piece of clothing one of the kids gave him? I'll give you a clue. It goes around your neck. You're right. A scarf. One of the little boys gave him a scarf to keep him warm. But he was still cold and shivering and sneezing. Then he saw the fire. Stand by it. And he melted again. And the children had to build him brand new. And then there was one more piece of clothing that somebody gave him. Do you know what it was? It was orange. You're right. It's a coat. So they gave him a coat. And then what happened? He was too hot. But the children said, don't take off your clothes. Let's go and get some ice cream. And then after that, if you remember, Sneezy was just right. Not too cold, not too hot. Okay, so let's look at what you're going to do. You're going to get two pieces of paper that you need to print out that are in the contact section. One looks like this, okay? It says Sneezy the Snowman sequencing. And we've done things like this before, but this one is a little bit different, okay? Because something happens that makes Sneezy melt, so the kids give him something, okay? Then something else happens and Sneezy melts, so the kids give him something. Okay? Then the third something happens and they give him something to keep him warm. Okay? So you will also be given these little pictures. Now, when it prints out, you will have two sets of these. You really only need one set. Okay? So what you need to do is cut these out, which I'm going to bring my thing down here for you, camera, so you can see. Okay, so I have already done that. So if we think back to the book, you will need also, so scissors, of course, scissors, glue stick, a pencil, some markers, because you might want to color them in first, which I did. So I'm thinking, what was the very first thing Sneezy did to warm himself up? Was it drink the hot cocoa? Was it going in the hot tub? Or was it the fire? If you said hot cocoa, you are correct. So I'm going to put some glue on the back of hot cocoa. And I'm going to glue it here under number 1. Now, a lot of us are in SK, and so I would like you to start writing things if you can. If not, a parent can write for you and you can trace, but we could write here, hot cocoa or hot chocolate. Okay, so now, as I said, it's a little bit different. So he drank the hot chocolate and he melted. So what was the first piece of clothing that the children gave him? Was it a hat, a scarf, or a coat. Which one? If you said the pink hat, you are right on. So we're going to do that, and we're going to glue on the pink hat. And then I'm going to write the word hat. So I'm going to show you this now. I'm going to turn it back up here so you can see. So if you look here, it says, this melted Sneezy. So the first thing that melted Sneezy was the hot chocolate. Okay, and then there's an arrow pointing down. So he sneezed, so the kids gave him a hat. Then you go to number 2. What was number 2? You're right, the hot tub. So the hot tub melted Sneezy. Then which article of clothing did they give him? Then what melted Sneezy? What was the last thing? The fire, you're right. And what did they give him? Try and put them all on in order. Top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. And see if you can write the words. If you forget what happens, you can always go back and listen to the story again. Good luck sequencing.